All right, I'm Jarrod Hardke, the Rice Extension Agronomist for the University of Arkansas Cooperative Extension Service, and today I'll be talking a little bit about the agronomic practices involved in rice production. A few of the key components of that are cultivar selection, fertility, seed treatments, and seeding rates that we choose to use with those different cultivars. What I'm standing in front of are a few of our plots where we're looking at the interaction between cultivar selection, seed treatment, and seeding rates. Looking at not only a conventional cultivar, a clear field line, and a hybrid, but also the seeding rates that are recommended for those from a low rate to a high rate, and non-treated seed versus treated seed with an insecticide and fungicides. One of the reasons we're really looking at this is there's been a lot of questions lately about how low we can go in terms of seeding rates, trying to reduce cost and input, but while still maintaining a similar yield as what we have traditionally done with the higher seeding rates that people have been accustomed to in the past. And with this plot work, we hope to show the advantage of using seed treatments at these lower seeding rates, that we can still maintain high level of productivity as well as good grain quality and good plant health. One of the common things we see, and at this point some of it has begun to go away in some of these plots just based on the time of the season that we're in. Early in the season, with the use of a seed treatment, you typically see an increase in early season vigor and germination, just early growth. It grows off very well with the use of a seed treatment, and those that have no treatment are typically a little bit slower to grow off and remain a little bit behind until about mid-season or just past, when they typically, from a height standpoint, usually catch up a lot and you don't really see it. But we do typically see a good yield response to these insecticide and fungicide seed treatments, even when we don't really have any insect or disease pressure early season. We do typically get a benefit that is worth the cost of the treatment or even greater. However, when we do get infestations of rice water weevil or grape colaspis early season is when these insecticide seed treatments definitely shine the most and provide the most obvious benefit. These pests can be very yield robbing, and this can sometimes be called very cheap insurance with an insecticide seed treatment. Here I have two plants. One is taken from a plot that did not receive an insecticide seed treatment. You can see that it does not look that large. The root mass is relatively small, and there are very few tillers. While in my other hand, I have a plant that was removed from a plot that did receive an insecticide seed treatment. It has a much larger number of tillers. The root mass is much greater, and when compared directly between the two, you can also see a little bit of a height difference, and just in general, larger, seemingly more healthy plants, and definitely a greater root mass between the two. And this is typical of what we see in terms of an advantage when using an insecticide seed treatment versus not. We do have good insect pressure here, and this does contribute to the difference we're seeing right now. But a lot of times, even when we don't have that type of pressure, we still see this type of advantage between an insecticide seed treatment and not. One other aspect that we hope to look at in the future in similar plots to what I'm standing in front of here are the interaction of nitrogen fertility. If it is true that at these lower seeding rates with the combination of insecticide seed treatments that we can be just as successful as we were with non-treated seed at higher seeding rates previously, then there may be a difference in the nitrogen fertility that we need to use in these situations, and it may be another potential cost savings for us. The Instar program that has begun to be used on a large number of acreage, and we hope to continue to push more people to use that. But with that technology, hopefully we can really dive into this and begin to save growers a lot of money in that regard as well.